Hello, and welcome to Hallo English. We're so glad you're joining us to practice your listening skills today.
It's great to be here.
Hey, hello, my friend, and welcome back to Hallo English. And today feels like a really good day to sit together, relax a little, and practice some simple English in a calm and comfortable way.
Hi there, and yes, welcome back everybody, because wherever you are right now, maybe at home, maybe walking outside, or maybe resting after a long day, we are very happy you are spending this time with us.
My name is Ryan, and as always, I'm here with my wonderful friend Emma, and honestly, I think today's topic is something many people quietly think about every single day.
And I am Emma, and yes, today we are talking about self-confidence, because sometimes people look confident outside, but inside they still feel nervous, shy, or unsure about themselves.
That is so true, Emma, and I think many English learners feel this too, especially when they try to speak English in front of other people for the first time.
Yes, exactly. Because sometimes the problem is not vocabulary or grammar, and sometimes the real problem is fear, nervousness, and the feeling that maybe we are not good enough yet.
But today, we want to remind you that confidence grows slowly, little by little, and you do not need to become perfect before you start believing in yourself.
And while you listen today, just relax your mind and enjoy the conversation naturally, because this is not a test. And this is simply a safe place to learn English step by step.
And before we begin, we also want to say thank you to everyone who supports Hallo English by listening, liking the videos, leaving comments, and subscribing to the channel.
Yes, and those small actions really help this little learning community grow bigger and warmer every day. And they also help you stay connected with your English practice.
Sometimes people think small actions do not matter. But actually, small daily actions change everything slowly, and confidence works the same way too.
That is such a beautiful point, Ryan, because confidence is usually not one big moment, and it is often many small moments that slowly change how we see ourselves.
Exactly. And maybe today, while listening, you can repeat some sentences softly in your mind, because repeating simple English naturally can help your speaking become smoother and more confident.
And if you want, you can also write a comment later and tell us one thing you feel confident about, even if it is something very small and simple.
Yes, because even small victories matter. And honestly, learning to notice small progress is already a part of self-confidence.
So Ryan, when you hear the words self-confidence, what is the first thing that comes to your mind naturally?
Honestly, the first thing I think about is trusting yourself even when you still feel nervous inside. Because confidence does not mean feeling fearless all the time.
Oh yes, I really agree with that. Because many people imagine confident people never feel shy or worried. But actually, confident people feel nervous too sometimes.
Exactly. And the difference is that confident people continue moving forward even while feeling nervous. And I think that is a very important idea.
That reminds me of the first time I had to speak English in front of many people because I smiled outside, but inside my heart was beating so fast.
Really, Emma, because honestly, you sound calm all the time now, so it's funny to imagine you feeling nervous.
Oh no, Ryan, I still get nervous sometimes, especially when I meet new people or when I must speak without preparation. And sometimes my brain suddenly becomes empty.
Soft laugh, yes, that happens to me too. And sometimes I forget very simple words at the worst possible moment.
Exactly. And then later, we remember everything perfectly while sitting alone at home, and suddenly we become language experts again.
Soft laugh, yes, our brain loves doing that to us sometimes.
But honestly, I think it helps listeners when we say these things openly, because many learners think they are the only people who feel nervous.
And you are definitely not alone, my friend, because almost everyone feels insecure sometimes, even people who look very confident from the outside.
Ryan, do you think self-confidence is something people are born with naturally, or do you think people can build it slowly over time?
I really believe confidence can grow slowly with practice, experience, and kindness towards yourself, because I was actually a very shy person when I was younger.
Really? You were shy too? Because now you speak so comfortably and naturally.
Oh yes, very shy actually. And I remember feeling scared to ask questions in class, even when I needed help badly.
I think many listeners can understand that feeling deeply because sometimes people worry that others will judge them or laugh at them.
Exactly. And sometimes we create huge fears inside our own mind when other people are not thinking anything negative at all.
That is true, because often people are too busy worrying about themselves and they are not studying our mistakes as much as we imagine.
Yes, and this realization helped me a lot slowly because I understood that making mistakes is normal and human.
Especially in language learning, because mistakes are a natural part of improving, and honestly, they help us remember things better sometimes.
I completely agree. And one thing that really damaged my confidence before was comparing myself to other people all the time.
Oh, yes, comparison can become very dangerous emotionally, especially now with social media, where everybody shows only their best moments.
Exactly. And when we constantly compare our beginning to somebody else's middle or ending, we start feeling weak even when we are actually improving.
That sentence is really important, Ryan, because every person has a different journey, a different speed, and a different life experience.
And honestly, confidence grows faster when we focus more on our own progress instead of competing with everybody around us.
So, listeners, maybe think about this question quietly for a moment and ask yourself what small progress you made recently that you didn't notice before.
Maybe you understood an English sentence more easily. Maybe you spoke a little longer today. Or maybe you simply felt less afraid than before.
And those things matter so much, even if they seem small right now.
Emma, do you remember a moment when your confidence became stronger little by little?
Yes, actually, and it happened when I stopped waiting to become perfect before trying new things, because perfection was making me afraid to start.
Wow, that is such a powerful idea, honestly, because many people delay their dreams while waiting for the perfect moment that never comes.
Exactly, and one day I realized that confidence often comes after action, not before action.
That is beautiful, Emma, because many people think they need confidence first, but sometimes we become confident only after trying again and again.
Yes, and even small, brave actions can slowly change the way we see ourselves over time.
Like speaking one English sentence during a conversation even when you feel nervous.
Or asking a question in class even when your voice shakes a little.
Or introducing yourself to a new person instead of staying completely silent.
Yes, because every small action sends a message to your brain saying, maybe I can do this after all.
And honestly, our brain listens carefully to the things we repeat often, including the way we talk to ourselves.
Oh, yes, self-talk is very important because sometimes people say very cruel things to themselves that they would never say to a friend.
Exactly. And if we keep saying, I am terrible, I cannot do this, or I always fail, our confidence slowly becomes weaker.
But if we speak to ourselves with patience and honesty, our mind becomes calmer and stronger over time.
And being kind to yourself does not mean pretending everything is perfect, because it simply means giving yourself space to grow naturally.
Ryan, I think many listeners struggle with confidence while speaking English specifically, so what advice would you give them gently?
I would say start small, speak slowly, and stop trying to sound perfect immediately, because communication is more important than perfection.
That is excellent advice, honestly, because sometimes learners speak very quietly because they are afraid of making one tiny grammar mistake.
Yes, but making mistakes while speaking is completely normal, and every fluent speaker made thousands of mistakes before becoming comfortable.
And listeners, please remember this carefully, because confidence does not suddenly appear one morning like magic.
Confidence grows through repetition, practice, patience, and experience, just like learning any other skill in life.
And sometimes confidence also grows when we survive difficult moments and realize afterward that we were stronger than we expected.
That is very true, Emma, because hard experiences can teach us that we are more capable than we imagined before.
Ryan, do you think body language can also affect confidence naturally?
Oh, yes, definitely, because even simple things like standing straight, breathing slowly, and making eye contact can change how we feel inside.
I noticed that too, actually, because when I feel nervous, my shoulders become tight and my voice becomes smaller without me noticing.
Same here, and sometimes taking one slow, deep breath can help the mind relax relax a little before speaking.
And I think smiling gently also helps sometimes because smiles create warmth and connection naturally between people.
Yes, and honestly, people usually respond kindly when we speak with sincerity, even if our English is not perfect.
That is such an important reminder for learners listening right now.
And you know, Emma, something funny happens when confidence starts growing slowly.
What happens?
You begin doing things naturally that once felt impossible, and then one day you suddenly realize, wow, this thing used to scare me so much.
Oh, yes. That feeling is so rewarding, honestly, because it shows real progress inside yourself.
I remember being terrified of recording my own voice years ago, and now speaking into a microphone feels normal and comfortable.
That is a perfect example, actually, because repeated practice slowly changes fear into familiarity.
Exactly, and sometimes confidence is simply becoming familiar with something that once felt uncomfortable.
Listeners, maybe think about something that felt difficult before, but feels easier now, because recognizing your growth is very important emotionally.
And please celebrate your progress gently because you deserve encouragement too.
Ryan, I think another important part of confidence is accepting imperfection peacefully.
Absolutely, because perfection is impossible, honestly, and chasing perfection all the time can make people exhausted and unhappy.
And sometimes imperfect moments become the funniest and most memorable moments later.
Soft laugh, yes, especially language mistakes sometimes.
Oh, yes. I once used the wrong English word in a cafe, and the waiter looked so confused while I smiled nervously for almost 1 full minute.
Now I really want to know what word you used.
I accidentally asked for sleep instead of soup. And honestly, I was so tired that day that maybe my brain wanted both things.
Soft laugh. Honestly, that is adorable and also very understandable.
But you know what, Ryan? I survived that embarrassing moment, and now it simply makes me laugh.
And that's another beautiful lesson, actually, because many embarrassing moments feel huge at first, but later they become funny stories.
Exactly. So, listeners, do not let small, embarrassing moments destroy your confidence completely.
Because everybody has awkward moments, strange mistakes, and uncomfortable experiences sometimes.
Even confident people.
Especially confident people, honestly, because confident people usually try many things, and trying many things naturally includes making mistakes.
That is such a smart point, Ryan, because action always includes risk, and growth usually feels uncomfortable at the beginning.
Yes, but discomfort is not always a bad sign, because sometimes discomfort means we're learning and growing.
And growth takes time, patience, and repetition.
Exactly, little by little, step by step.
And maybe today, while listening, you can remind yourself softly, I don't need to become perfect today, and I only need to continue improving slowly.
I really love that sentence, honestly, because it feels calm and realistic at the same time.
And realistic confidence is healthier than fake confidence, because pretending to be perfect all the time becomes exhausting emotionally.
Very true, because real confidence includes honesty, self-acceptance, and the courage to continue learning.
Ryan, did someone ever help your confidence grow when you were younger?
Yes, actually, and I still remember one teacher very clearly because she encouraged me gently when I doubted myself constantly.
That kind of support can change a person deeply sometimes.
It really can, because she didn't laugh at mistakes and she made the classroom feel safe and comfortable.
I think safe environments help confidence grow naturally because fear becomes smaller when we feel accepted.
Exactly, and that's something we hope listeners feel here too while practicing English with us.
Yes, because learning becomes easier when people feel relaxed, welcomed, and supported instead of judged.
And honestly, confidence also grows through community sometimes because supportive people can remind us of our strengths when we forget them ourselves.
That's why comments from listeners make me smile so much sometimes, because people encourage each other kindly under the videos.
Yes, and it creates such a warm atmosphere, honestly.
So listeners, never feel shy about sharing your progress, your experiences, or even your struggles, because many other learners understand your feelings deeply.
And somebody reading your comment later might feel less alone because of your honesty.
Exactly. And human connection is powerful.
All right, Emma, I think this is a beautiful moment to pause gently for today because we shared many important thoughts together about confidence.
Yes. And in the next part, we will continue talking more deeply about confidence in daily life, confidence while speaking English, and small habits that help people feel stronger inside naturally.
So keep relaxing, keep listening, and most importantly, keep believing that slow progress is still real progress.
And remember, you are already improving every time you listen, practice, and continue showing up for yourself patiently.
And honestly, Emma, I think many people around the world struggle with confidence silently, even though they do not always talk about it openly.
Yes, that is very true because sometimes people smile outside while inside they are questioning themselves constantly and wondering if they are good enough.
And social media can make this feeling even stronger sometimes because we usually see only the best moments from other people's lives.
Exactly. And when we compare our normal everyday life to somebody else's highlight moment, we can start feeling weaker without realizing it.
But real life is different, honestly, because everybody has difficult days, insecure moments, and private struggles that other people cannot always see.
And confident people also have bad days sometimes because confidence is not about feeling amazing every single moment of life.
Yes, confidence is more about trusting yourself enough to continue moving forward, even when things feel uncomfortable or uncertain.
Ryan, I think one difficult thing for many people is speaking in front of others, especially in English, because they become nervous very quickly.
Oh, yes, definitely. Because when people feel nervous, their mind suddenly becomes very loud and starts creating fear inside their head.
And sometimes the brain says things like, everybody will laugh at me, or I will make too many mistakes, even when those things are not true at all.
Exactly, and fear often becomes bigger inside our imagination than in reality itself.
I remember one time I was preparing to speak English during an online meeting, and before the meeting even started, I already felt tired from worrying too much.
Oh, wow, I completely understand that feeling, honestly, because overthinking can become exhausting emotionally.
Yes, and the funny thing is that the meeting actually went perfectly fine and nobody cared about the small mistakes I made.
That happens so often, honestly, because we notice our mistakes much more than other people do.
And sometimes people are actually focused on understanding our message, not searching for problems in our grammar.
Exactly, because communication is about connection, understanding, and sharing ideas naturally.
Listeners, maybe you can think about this quietly for a second and ask yourself if you are being too hard on yourself sometimes.
Because many people expect themselves to become perfect immediately, and when that does not happen, they feel disappointed very quickly.
But learning anything takes time, including confidence, communication, and personal growth.
And honestly, slow improvement is still improvement, even when it feels invisible day by day.
Ryan, do you think childhood experiences can affect confidence later in life?
Yes, I really think they can, because the way people speak to us when we are younger can stay inside our mind for many years sometimes.
That is true because kind words can make someone feel stronger, while harsh words can create fear and self-doubt slowly.
I remember when I was younger, I was afraid of giving wrong answers in class because I worried other students would laugh at me.
And sadly, many people experience that feeling at school.
Yes, but later I realized something important, and that is the fact that everybody makes mistakes while learning something new.
And honestly, people who improve the fastest are usually people who are not afraid to make mistakes publicly.
Exactly, because confidence grows when we give ourselves permission to try, fail, learn, and try again.
That reminds me of learning how to ride a bicycle, honestly, because nobody rides perfectly on the first day.
Soft laugh. Yes, most people fall at least once.
And imagine if someone said, oh no, I fell one time, so I will never ride again.
That would sound very strange, honestly.
Exactly, but sometimes people treat language learning that way emotionally, and one small mistake suddenly makes them want to stop completely.
That is such a good comparison, Emma, because mistakes are proof that we are practicing and participating.
And confidence slowly becomes stronger every time we continue after a difficult moment.
Listeners, maybe you had an embarrassing moment while speaking English before, but please remember that one moment does not define your future.
Yes, because one uncomfortable experience is only one small part of a much bigger journey.
And honestly, many fluent English speakers today once felt exactly the same fear you feel now.
Ryan, what small habits do you think can help people build confidence naturally in daily life?
That's a really good question, honestly. And I think one important habit is speaking kindly to yourself every day.
Yes, because negative self-talk can slowly damage confidence without us noticing it clearly.
Exactly. And if someone repeats negative thoughts every day, their brain slowly starts believing those thoughts completely.
But if we practice more balanced and encouraging thoughts, our mind slowly becomes calmer and healthier.
For example, instead of saying, I'm terrible at English, maybe say, I'm still learning English step by step.
That small change sounds much gentler and much more realistic, too.
Yes, because confidence grows better in an environment of patience instead of constant self-criticism.
Another habit I think helps confidence is celebrating small progress instead of ignoring it completely.
Absolutely, because many people achieve something good, but then immediately focus only on what is still missing.
Exactly, and then they never feel satisfied or proud of themselves.
I think people should pause sometimes and notice their growth, honestly, even if the growth feels small.
Maybe you understood more English today than last month.
Maybe you spoke one extra sentence during a conversation.
Maybe you listened to a podcast without translating every single word in your head.
Those things matter deeply, and they show real progress.
Ryan, I also think confidence becomes stronger when people take care of their body and mind properly.
Yes, definitely, because sleep, rest, movement, and healthy routines can affect emotions more than people realize.
Notice that when I'm tired for many days, my confidence becomes weaker and my worries become louder.
Same, honestly, because exhaustion makes everything feel more difficult emotionally.
And sometimes people think they have a confidence problem when actually they're simply tired, stressed, or overwhelmed.
That is such an important point, honestly, because mental and emotional energy affect confidence strongly.
Ryan, do you think confident people are always outgoing and social?
No, not at all, actually, because quiet people can also be deeply confident in themselves.
I really agree with that, because confidence and personality are not the same thing.
Exactly. Some confident people are loud and energetic, while other confident people are calm, gentle, and quiet.
And both are completely okay.
Yes, because confidence is not about becoming a different person. It's about accepting yourself while continuing to grow naturally.
That idea feels very comforting, honestly.
I think many people become exhausted because they try too hard to act like somebody else instead of being themselves naturally.
Yes, and pretending all the time can become emotionally heavy after a while.
Listeners, you do not need to copy anybody else's personality to become confident.
You only need to become more comfortable with your own voice, your own style, and your own way of expressing yourself.
And honestly, authenticity creates stronger confidence than pretending ever will.
Ryan, do you remember a moment when you surprised yourself by doing something brave?
Yes, actually, and I remember one moment very clearly from years ago.
Oh, tell us about it.
I had to give a presentation in front of many people, and before starting, I honestly felt terrified inside.
That sounds very stressful already.
Yes, my hands were cold, my heart was beating fast, and I kept thinking I would forget everything.
I think many listeners know that exact feeling.
But then I started speaking slowly, one sentence at a time, and after a few minutes, something changed naturally.
What changed?
I realized people were actually listening kindly, and nobody expected perfection from me.
That realization can feel so powerful emotionally.
Yes, and after finishing, I felt proud not because I was perfect, but because I did something difficult anyway.
That is real confidence, honestly, because courage is continuing even while fear still exists.
Exactly, and confidence often grows after brave moments, not before them.
Listeners, maybe there's something small you want to try soon, even if it feels scary right now.
Maybe speaking English with somebody online.
Maybe recording your own voice for practice.
Maybe asking a question in class.
Or maybe simply introducing yourself confidently in English for the first time.
And honestly, your voice deserves to be heard.
Yes, your ideas, thoughts, and feelings matter too.
Emma, I think another important thing about confidence is learning not to fear failure so much.
Oh, yes, because fear of failure stops many people before they even begin trying.
Exactly, and sometimes failure teaches us more than success, honestly.
That is very true, because difficult moments can teach patience, resilience, and problem solving naturally.
And every successful person has failed many times privately before succeeding publicly.
But people usually only see the successful moment at the end.
Yes, they don't see all the quiet practice, mistakes, and difficult days behind the scenes.
That is why comparison can become unfair emotionally.
Exactly, because we compare our full reality to somebody else's edited highlights.
Listeners, please remember that growth is not always visible immediately.
Sometimes improvement happens quietly inside you before you can clearly notice it outside,
And confidence grows the same way too,
little by little,
step by step,
one conversation at a time.
one brave moment at a time.
You know, Emma, I think confidence also becomes stronger when we stop needing everybody's approval constantly.
Oh, yes, because trying to please everyone can make people emotionally exhausted.
Exactly. And no matter what we do in life, some people will like us and some people will not, and that's completely normal.
That lesson takes time to learn, honestly.
It really does, because humans naturally want acceptance and connection.
But real confidence grows when we understand that our value does not disappear because one person dislikes us or disagrees with us.
That is such an important message, honestly.
And listeners, please do not let one negative comment destroy your motivation completely.
Yes, because one opinion does not